All right, everybody, welcome to. I got to think of a new name for this podcast actually, because it's not just for UVW now; it's for ETW. Because now there has now been a partnership made between ETW, UVW, and XPW. Meaning I got all sorts of guests I could bring on here. You never know who's going to show up. On the last episode, we had Ghostface. On the first episode before that, we had Bentley Trucks. Like I said, for this podcast, you never know who's going to show up.
Ahoy, Oh, four. It looking nice, John.
All right, everybody. So today I'm here with Unheard Bartley, somebody who's really been a big impact on the community as of the recent last couple of months. Unheard, how are you doing today?
Honestly, I'm doing great. It's been a wild few months. Past couple companies I've been in, but I mean it's been crazy. Gotten like a ton of characters. I've gotten to play Legends. I've gotten to basically do everything that I've wanted to. I mean, I got to win at Mania. Honestly, it's been going great.
Yeah, I
Thank
went
you for
0-3 at Mania. Anyway, here's just to refresh you, because Unheard doesn't know how this works. Basically, I ask the same questions for everybody. Okay. Now, this is not a very long podcast, I should say. It can go up to about 20 minutes, but, this is just. Don't you wave your hand. Don't you wave at me. Listen, okay? So, the way that I start off this podcast every day is asking people, how did you get into the VR chat wrestling community?
Holy shit. If I'm like remembering correctly, the year was 2023. I got a Quest 3, like brand new, so I decided to hop on VR chat. So when I hopped on, I was like really into wrestling at that time. I was like, I was really fucking. But I went into a random world, and I just so happened to meet Yang, the most insane Jeff Hardy fan known to human. He like I fuck with him heavily. Honestly, when I retire, that's the man I want to have my last match with. But then also in that world, I met Main Event. So he invited us to join his company, BWE. That is so long ago. I got kicked out twice for watching the playoffs for the NFL with my family. That was fun.
W.
I got fired. I got fired twice. They left to GFW. It took me a while. I joined. I was with GFW till NAW started. Left for NAW until NAW ended and EW started. And like everyone basically knows the rest. It was then ETW died, UVW, all that.
Now,
Yeah.
you have a very strong connection with, obviously, Sami Zayn. Now, what does Sami Zayn mean to you exactly?
Sami Zayn. Honestly, when I think of Sami, you've always got to root for that underdog. I mean, in my opinion, Sami Zayn. Well, not even an opinion. It's like it's on his merch. The underdog from the underground. I always love that story. I love that every time that he gets close to something big, it takes more and more struggle. It takes more and more time to get to that. I like the fact that he works hard. He's been through a lot. I don't like what WWE's doing with him now. Me personally, don't turn that motherfucker heel. I really want to keep him face, but it means a lot that there's always an underdog. There's usually always going to be an underdog. Only intercontinental titles and tag titles, honestly. That's Sami Zayn means to me. What he means to me, finally answer the question. He is one of those wrestlers where whenever I watch a match, it's usually number one, always good. Number two, fucking W can. Number 2, there's always a story. And then the number 3, when you finally win something, it feels accomplished. You feel like being a man, went through all the struggles, the triumphs and tribulations, and he's finally won something big.
Okay. Now, see, you were one of the first ever people to join NAW, because I can remember that distinctly, because I was one of the founding fathers. So, when you heard that NAW had started, what was the first thing that went through your mind? And what ultimately ended up making you take the decision to jump ship?
The thing is, I can remember the beginning of NAW clearly. I can remember that time where it started and everyone had one side to. I was at a sleepover. I was chilling. I was laying in my friend's bed. I got this notification on my phone, and it was that NAW started back up. Bunkles told us to choose a side. In that moment, I was torn because, of course, I love GFW. I love all the people I've met in GFW. On the other hand, most of my friends, like Kilgore, you, Damien, J Dog, they all went to NAW. So the decision for me, I love Bunkles. I loved him. I still love him, but I want to go where my friends go because usually it doesn't turn out right. It doesn't turn out well for me and them. We don't really talk as much. There's opposing schedule. I mean, you would understand. Have you ever met a friend and they had to go to a different school? You understand that. You
Mhm.
understand that you don't have as tight as a friendship as you once did. Still are friends, but it's severely disconnected. That's what the decision was for me. I chose NAW as well. I had more opportunity. I had more people to get. I got LA Knight. I got Danielson. Yeah, crazy thing. Before King was Brian Danielson and Kilgore and all them. Not before Moda though. Not before Moda. I tried out and won Brian Danielson for NAW. I ended up giving him.
I think Moto was Brian Danielson when he was still Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, he was still Daniel Bryan at that time, so.
Okay, but
Yeah, but
here it's time for everybody's favorite part of this podcast. We're gonna play a game, okay? Now I'm gonna say a bunch of people's names. Now you tell me the first thing that comes to your head, okay?
oh shit.
We're gonna start off
Okay.
easy. Bunkles,
GFW.
King Raccoon,
Cody Rhodes.
Motosoka,
Hallelujah!
J Dog,
Goat. Love
me.
him. Friend.
Okay, Mason Boy,
Asian.
That's the third time I've gotten that. Damian Boss.
Bobby Roode.
What? Yeah. DJ.
Unk.
Deke.
Grandpa.
Dom.
Ooh. Little baby.
Bentley.
Racist.
Yep. CJ.
Jacob Patu. That's the one thing.
And lastly, Eli.
Eli. Oh, done. That's my little kid. He calls. Well, that's my little peasant. I trained Eli.
Okay. So now, everybody starts somewhere, okay? Now take me all the way back to the beginning of your career. Your very first match. What was the match? And tell me, how did it go?
I gotta recall that. Holy shit! That was literally 2 years ago. My first ever match. Okay, I know it wasn't good. All I know is that it was not good at all. For me, my first ever match was me playing Cody Rhodes versus the Ang playing Jeff Hardy in a ladder match for like it was like the Universal title, and it was in that really bad SmackDown world.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
Oh my
it was
God.
in that the one where the
Bunkles.
titles are like
Yeah.
it's just like
Bunkles.
straight.
I am so happy. Hold on, let me stand up. Bunkles, I'm so happy you fixed those. No, because I gotta break character here for a second. It was even worse before that, because before that we didn't even have titles.
Oh
It was
shit!
literally
Oh shit!
you had to. I think no, we didn't even have that. We didn't have titles, so we would just have random matches. And then literally we didn't have a Tron, we didn't have theme music, so it was just the SmackDown intro playing over and over and
Are you
over
ready
and
for a
over and
good
over and
time?
yes, even during matches we couldn't
Holy
turn it off.
shit!
Okay.
Holy shit! That sounds bad. But
Okay.
yeah, that was my first ever match.
Oh my gosh, you just sent me off the cliff, bro. Oh my gosh.
The
Trying to remember
first
my
person to
questions
make you
now.
break character.
I've only had 3 people. um. Oh, so this is probably the saddest question that I'd ask. How much time in this community do you think you have left?
Yeah, I've been thinking about. I've genuinely been thinking about retirement. I've been thinking about what I should do. And I'm being honest. I'm being honest here. Most I have left, I got about a year and a half here in me. That's that's what I think that's left I can get. That's what I think I can. That's all I can.
Okay.
A year and a half.
Now, in that year and a half, what do you hope to accomplish?
In that year and a half, I want to win a world title. That's the main goal. As my favorite, like literally my favorite wrestler, Cody said, when he went in AEW, people went up to him. They said, "Mo, man, I'm just happy to be here." He wanted to say, "Get the fuck out," because why are you here if you're not going to strive for the best? A world title, you know this. A world title is someone saying, "Hey, we trust you. You deserve this. You've earned time. You've earned effort." In that year and a half, I want to show people that I've put in the work, effort. I want to get a world title because there's a lot of people I think deserve that. They've gotten it. Some have not. There's people that I think deserve a world title, and I believe in my heart I'm among that list. That's my opinion. What I want to do.
See, and you sat there, I would know this, and when when that opportunity is given to you and it's told to you that yes, this is going to happen. In a way, you know, the first couple weeks, you're like, I got this. I finally got what I've been chasing after. But then you want more. If you understand what I'm saying. You want more. You want because you're ever not going to stop chasing something. And you know, with people retiring and all that, same thing with you. The retirement has ran through my head. And I think that I've got a lot left in me. I mean, shit, I might keep doing this throughout high school. You might see 18-year-old madman. Oh my gosh. But,
Oh my god.
you know, things change. A lot of people in this community are getting of the age. Like, in a couple of years, King Raccoon's going to be able to get blackout drunk at a bar. He might not show up to shows.
Like 4 years. Damn.
Less than that. I think it's only like 3. I think
Dude,
King's.
damn.
Oh, I think King's 19.
19? Damn.
Yeah, but there's lots of people in this community, like you said, that I think deserve it. And I think one person that always comes to my head that they should have won a world title is Thiang. I mean, like I gave Thiang everything I could in NXT, but it's like, no offense to Moda or anything or me, NXT just isn't enough. Like, you win the NXT title and it's a big achievement, but it's not. I don't think you're ever going to be counted as a world champion.
I understand that, but thing is, let's be honest.
Mm.
In NXT, let's go from when Thiang, that Riddle movement happened. We're going to go before that. Did the NXT title feel as important as it did once Riddle showed up? Let's be honest, it didn't. Did not feel as important. Thiang himself made that champion a world title. You saw people doing this at every show in the crowd. He had a movement. He made the NXT title feel like the GFW NXT World Champion. And I believe his magnum opus was standing there. Finally got his moment. I got to raise the person who introduced me. I got to raise their hand and hand them the gold that they've been working for.
One thing that I'll never understand about some people is that, I'm not going to say their name, but when you've been given a title and you hold it for 6 or 7 months and then you're angry when you lose it, I'll never understand that. Like, you've been given this. You need to be ready to accept the fact that it's going to be gone. Like, when I lost to Moda at the Royal Rumble, there was no heat between us at all. Because I took that reign and I enjoyed it while I had it. I don't think that I think there's a couple reasons to be angry at losing a title. Like the Montreal Screwjob, right? There's two sides to that. Of Brett refusing to drop the title, but them also taking it off him without him knowing. Because there's always going to be two sides. In all of this, there's always been two sides: GFW, NAW, ETW, NAW, ETW, UVW. I mean, there's always going to be two sides. But the way I've always looked at this is, in the end, especially today, in the end, we always come back together.
That's true. I'm happy. First, once GFW, this is the moment. GFW ended that video pack. I remember that one. When that was done, I had to go. I went and sat up on the ring, and I had to reflect. Last that when the question started popping up in my head, what's next? What do I do? Have the hardcore title? Literally in the history. I don't know what. So I was sitting up on that reality because I've met so many people. I've met so many friends. I've made people that I'm not forgetting. And I met them because of a headset. And they bond professional wrestling. In the real world where I live, I don't know any others that like professional wrestling, much as I do. But this community, it gave me friends. And when that's all said and done, I hope that we remain friends. Because with GFW, opportunity, an opportunity to showcase, an opportunity to show this community what you have to do. It was scary sometimes. My first match, my first pay-per-view, my first title match. It was scary at a few. But when I walked down to that room, no matter what team, no matter if it was Buddy Matthews, Buddy Murphy, Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, I have had the thing in my head saying, just a match. It's not. It's a door that opens more opportunity. I feel that GFW Mania door opened to everything that I've done. Felt like I've seen accomplishments on my wall. I've noticed that everything that I've done, everything that you've done, everything that everybody has done for a purpose. That was the moment where it all set in. I've done almost everything I wanted to do. I got to finish off the bucket list. I got a year and a half left to finish off that bucket.
So another reason why I created this podcast was for me to say some things that a lot of people might not know. Like, I'll start off with a nice one, right? So, Unheard. You became Braun Breaker, right? And you're a great Braun Breaker.
Mm.
But do you know who the original Braun Breaker was?
Oh, it was you. Oh shit, I didn't know that.
I had the Rainbow Braun Breaker with no Goko Loco. I got booked 3 times in GFW. I lost 0 of them, surprisingly, and my dog just fucking threw my controller on the ground.
3-0 with the NXT 2.0 breaker.
I can remember distinctly, on the back end of GFW before NAW started, everybody migrated. I've been wanting to get this off my chest for a while. Everybody migrating was my idea. I had brought it up to Damien and Kilgore. Kilgore said, hey, I already have this pre-made server in NAW. It had everything. It had text RP and everything. But it was me who brought it up. Like, Damien and Kilgore, it hadn't even gone through their head to leave GFW until I had brought it up. And it's honestly been kind of going through my head for a while because I realized, in a way, I killed GFW. That fucking sucks to think about.
You didn't. GFW may have stopped it. They came back. And it better than, because I guarantee with 100% of my mind that if GFW and that NAW shit never happened, we wouldn't have gotten that fairy tale end. Because let's be honest, when that bell rang for the final time in that company, in the Olympic Stadium, WrestleMania, everybody was in that ring. Better than the company. At a note, continuing and ending. That happens to most things. I'd like to end stuff happy note. You didn't do it. FW. Those two.
But
I'm sure.
now, this is the final question on the podcast that I ended off with everybody. Who is it in the community that you most dislike?
Oh, that I most dislike. Fuck. Who do I not like? I mean, there's this guy named Madman. Now I'm playing.
Okay.
I'm playing.
I'm trying to think about you. You don't really hate anybody. You don't really dislike anybody, do you? Well,
There's a few that are.
this is the podcast, man. You can't get in trouble for anything you say on here.
Oh yeah, I can't get in trouble. Person I don't like the most. Think they're gonna listen?
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, they can't bring the beef in us against. Fuck! Help! JBL's having a gas attack. I just got the notification, guys. Unheard Barley is now on VR.
Really?
Come on, who do you most dislike? JBL's on the ground and shit.
Who do I most dislike? I'm trying to be a pacifist right now, but if I had to choose someone that I don't like the most, Batman Trucks is pretty fucking racist. I don't fuck with that.
Same. All right, nice talking to you. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
Episode 3 is in the books.
Oh shit. W episode.